Hello everyone, welcome back to Ace Attorney, Justice for All. Matt Engard is evil. Well, what are we gonna do? Our client is an evil man, and he hired the killer. I have a feeling that we're gonna end up losing this trial on purpose. I don't know what else. There's no way we're getting through this trial with letting him off. Like, that just wouldn't feel right. But then I don't know what we're gonna do about Maya either. I don't know. That's right, our phone was ringing, and I couldn't save until this point. Hello, this is Phoenix Wright. Oh, freaking Engard.
You don't look so well, dude.
Oh, you're right there. You're creepy.
You're gonna prove me not guilty today, right?
I don't know what I am, buddy. Wow, way to expose yourself right in front of these police officers.
If you please, Mr. Lawyer. Remember, it's not just me. Your precious friend's life is riding on today's verdict, too.
Gah.
Now listen up. You better get Engard a guilty sentence, okay? If you don't get that creepy slide back on not guilty, I'll never forgive you, ever.
Maya. Phoenix, hello. Oh, should have figured that was gonna happen. Creepy Mia Pearl. Mia. Oh, Maya. How's Maya?
I don't know.
You don't know?
She hasn't tried to channel me since yesterday.
Mia, what am I supposed to do?
Well, like I said, for a lawyer, the worst of times are when you have to force your biggest smiles.
But...
You can't give up. There's still some hope left.
Stop it, please. There's nothing left. Not here, not anywhere. And my phone is ringing again. Swear to God, if it's you, Matt. Oh, it's like a cursed Engard again. Will you leave me alone? Look, don't call me anymore. I mean it. Oh, poor Gumshoe.
You're really mean, pal.
Ah, Gumshoe. I'm really sorry. Where are you?
Let me join the investigation team, and we're chasing after the killer, pal.
Then you have some sort of lead?
Sorry, but right now I've got 0 leads on the guy.
Awesome.
But we're not gonna give up.
Gumshoe.
Until the trial is over, until the verdict is handed down. We're gonna do everything we can to find the killer. If you can get Maya out, then you can get Engard the guilty verdict he deserves, pal.
It's true. I could do that if they found Maya first.
You got that? So you have to do whatever you can to make the trial last longer.
I have to make the trial last longer?
If you got Mr. Edgeworth with everything you've got, then you two can draw it out.
Oh, now I get it.
I believe in you, pal. You and Mr. Edgeworth can do it.
Is he still gonna be in there? Because if I go in there and it's Von Karma, everything's gonna be ruined, and I'm also gonna be depressed because I want Edgeworth instead.
So, believe in us. We're gonna give it all we've got, just like you.
Got it. Thanks, Gumshoe.
Hey, Phoenix. You understand now, don't you? You have something money will never be able to buy. Friendship. It's the strongest weapon in the world, and you have it in abundance.
Yeah! Whoa, friendship! Looks like we're coming to the end. I have to make the trial last as long as I can. Gumshoe will come through, I know it. I believe this is the second to last video of this game.
Ah, thank God it's you, Edgeworth.
Court is now in session for the trial of Matt Engard.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor.
What up in the are you, Edgeworth?
Now, as I recall, we concluded yesterday's session with a big mystery on our hands. The mystery being, what exactly was Miss Adrian Andrews' role in this murder? That is to say, is she really connected to the crime itself? Mr. Edgeworth, if you would please inform the court of today's proceedings.
Adrian Andrews. She forged evidence that threw suspicion onto Mr. Engard, and then proceeded to escape the crime scene by wearing a nickel samurai costume. The guilt of these actions are those from which she cannot escape.
What you are saying is that she is guilty after all.
I'm not finished, Your Honor.
Oh, sorry.
Andrews has nothing to do with committing the actual murder. I would like to direct the court's attention to this card.
What is that? Looks like a shell. How fun. I love the beach.
This is the calling card of a certain assassin.
Assassin, you say? How violent.
Yes, Juan Carrillo was killed by a professional assassin. And the person who hired the assassin, his client, so to speak, is Matt Engard.
What a surprising turn of events.
I would think it's become commonplace by now, Your Honor.
I know what's going on this time. So I know that everything Edgeworth has said is true.
But we still have to hold out as long as we can. At least until Maya is safe and sound.
Imagine it takes days.
Day 3 of the trial. Kill me.
I wonder how the trial will turn out today.
Now then, please call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth.
The prosecution calls the defendant's mentor, Mr. Will Powers, to the stand.
Hey buddy, you're here but you're not being accused this time, so that's good.
Now then, witness, your name and occupation, please.
Okay, I'm Will Powers. I'm a poor, underpaid action star. Aw, Edgeworth, look, he cooperated. He said his name and occupation for you.
And what is your relation to the defendant?
Well, I guess I'm sort of a lousy mentor to him in a way, yeah.
Mr. Powers, please, you don't need to put yourself down so much. Confidence!
Sorry. Well, but I'm just kind of a nothing sort of guy.
On the night of the murder, you visited the defendant's room. Is this correct?
Yes. I didn't know that. But you know, we didn't actually get to see Matt when I went.
All you need to do is answer what you're asked. Now then, I would like you to please testify about when you went to Mr. Engard's room.
Okay, sure. Okay. After the award ceremony, I went by myself to Matt's room. When'd you do that? Because I was with you. It's the killer! I was standing there in front of this room, still in his nickel samurai costume, talking to the killer. He was talking with someone. First, I thought it was the bellboy. I watched the two of them for a while, but then I gave up and went back. I had guests with me that night. I couldn't make them wait for me. Why the guests? I was hanging out with you, Will.
Nothing sounds out of place in Mr. Powers' testimony.
And talking with the bellboy is no big deal.
If one assumes that the person with Mr. Engard was speaking with was an ordinary bellboy.
What are you implying?
Well, Mr. Wright, let's have your cross-examination, shall we?
You ignored me. How rude.
Looks like we're in another sticky situation.
Huh?
A trap. Can't you smell it, Phoenix? But for us to find out more, we're just going to have to charge in head first, right?
Okay. So, I went to press on. You were watching them for a while, then gave up. Like, why were you watching them in the first place? You saw the two of them, the bellboy and the defendant, together, correct? Yeah, bellboy just wanted to say congrats. Now, while you were watching the two of them, did you notice anything strange? You know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, well, he gave the bellboy a tip. A tip? That's a perfectly normal thing to do. Unless that's the payment for the murder.
So how long did you watch the two of them?
Oh, no more than a minute or two, I think. Okay, so I'm gonna have to press on something else. Oh, at first I thought it was the bellboy. Do you still think it's the bellboy? At first? What do you mean by that? I didn't think it was a normal bellboy. And why was that? Why did I think that, Mr. Wright? How am I supposed to know? I'm asking you, Will. Hey, wait a second. Actually, Mr. Powers, only a few minutes ago you stated. You know, I did feel something weird. I think it was because Matt, Well, he gave the bellboy a tip. Could it be that you felt something strange about the tip-giving incident itself? Oh, yeah, that's it. You really know your job.
Yes, he does. Anyways, Mr. Edgeworth.
Yes, Your Honor.
This bellboy. He wasn't an ordinary one, was he? Was he an assassin, bellboy?
Perhaps we should let the witness tell us.
Very well. Mr. Powers, please amend your testimony.
You mean about the bellboy, right? Gave the bellboy a tip.
Okay.
So he gave the bellboy a tip. What's so strange about that? Oh, well, you see, Matt thought a poor penny pincher like me. I was trying to figure out how much it was because the tip really shocked me. Because it's not a tip, it's a payment for murder. How much what? How much it was? That's when something even more surprising happened. The bellboy is putting the tip he got in his pocket. That's when I got my first good look at the guy's face. I was really shocked.
I'm afraid I don't follow at all.
Sounds like Mr. Powers was surprised twice by this event. I wonder which of his shocking moments I should ask about. The tip, because I want to know how much the tip is. The defendant is a huge star. He can afford to give generous tips, wouldn't you agree? Well, I'm sure, but giving him that much was maybe a little too much, I think. A little too much?
Would you please clarify to the court? About how much would you say the defendant gave the bellboy?
Honestly, I don't know. I can't even begin to guess.
And why is that?
Because he gave the bellboy a really, really fat roll of cash. A roll of cash?
Ah, well, how interesting. That certainly was a very generous tip, wasn't it? Ah, Matt and God, you're so nice.
A fat roll of cash? That can hardly be called a tip, Your Honor.
And I've been tipping wrong this whole time.
The judge is beginning to look awfully suspicious of us. Wait and see. I don't think there's any reason to raise an objection right now. There's nothing I can really object to here. I mean, who can argue that a fat roll of money isn't really odd?
So supposing that roll of cash was not a tip, then what was it?
Payment, Your Honor.
Payment.
Isn't it obvious? For the matter of Mr. Honkarita.
Then the bellboy the witness saw.
Yes, he was the assassin.
My God. Hold your horses now. Mr. Edgeworth, you don't have any proof of this, do you?
Have I ever been unprepared to support my claims, Your Honor? Unlike Phoenix Wright over there.
Hey.
I have here the card Shelley the killer left at the scene of the crime.
Shelley the killer?
He's the person the Special Investigations team has been chasing for ages. I'm certain that the person the witness saw was this very assassin, Shelley the killer.
Really? Oh my God, I saw a killer. I also love that you're still wearing your suit. From the night of the ceremony. Like, you wore it to court and everything. It's my only outfit I have now, I'm poor.
What's wrong, Mr. Powers?
No, nothing. Something just clicked in my head and I think I just figured something out.
Oh.
Actually, I saw that bellboy again later on that night. What?
Mr. Powers, please testify. Tell us what you saw.
Yes, sir. Right away. He's so happy. This time I was in that hallway because I had to go to the bathroom. And that's when that bellboy I saw earlier came out of the room. Of course, when I say room, I mean Juan Carita's room. Now that I think about it, the bellboy did seem kind of out of place. Yeah, so he had to be the assassin, I'm sure of it. I mean...
Thank you very much. That is all we need for now.
Huh? But I'm not done. There's still more. I said, I mean, there was more to my sentence.
Oh, I don't really care. Let us first establish that the bellboy was truly Mr. De Killer. Then we shall see.
So the bellboy came out of the victim's room. And if that bellboy really was the assassin, then I think the answer is fairly obvious.
That would be correct, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, I believe it's your turn to entertain and make us laugh.
It's what I do best. Ha 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 ha.
This is not a laughing matter.
I'm sorry. Second time. Okay, he's out of place. Why was he out of place? So what exactly was so out of place about him?
Right. Why the insipid grin?
Maybe because I have no idea what damaging thing he's going to say next? Well, the bellboy was empty-handed. Empty-handed. That bellboy was one of the room service people, right? But he wasn't pushing a cart, and he wasn't holding a tray either. You'd call that a little strange too, wouldn't you?
I agree that it is a bit strange, Mr. Powers.
For De Killer being such a, world-famous assassin, he's kind of sucking. For this one, he's getting seen, we almost found him. What went wrong here, sir? Is it really that unusual for a bellboy to be empty-handed? What should I do? Should I let Mr. Powers' testimony slide, or... Do I try and pull a fast one? I'm trying to extend this out as much as I can. I've already let one thing slide. This seems like a one-way ticket to ending the trial way too early. There's nothing strange or unusual about an empty-handed bellboy. But there really, really is. There really, really isn't.
If you two are done being school children, bellboys are for room service. There is no reason for them to be empty-handed, ever. Your Honor, I ask that the witness's previous statement be hold on, I'll get this. Supplanted with this new one.
Oh, Edgeworth, you stumbled over your words for once. Shut up. Ugh, Edgeworth. You're going to do whatever you can to make the bellboy look suspicious.
I see. Very well. This court recognizes and grants the prosecution's request. Anything for you, Mr. Edgeworth. Now, Mr. Powers, if you could amend your testimony, please.
Yes, sir. I thought it was kind of strange for a bellboy to come out of a guest room empty-handed. Empty-handed. I don't know. It's something with this statement. Okay, I checked the guide, because I had no clue. Apparently I have to present the wine glass on this statement. It's found next to the victim. It's filled with tomato juice. There's Andrew's fingerprints. I don't understand how that correlates. I really don't. Huh? This is why I was so confused. I was never gonna get this. I still don't get what the logic is. Mr. Powers. Yes? You're easily influenced by other people's words, aren't you? As soon as you heard that the bellboy might have been the killer, you got caught up in believing it must be true. But is he really suspicious? He's got all those stitches and... So, a baseball has stitches. Are you saying all baseballs are suspicious because they have stitches? Oh, well, there's also, what about him being empty-handed? I would like to ask the court to please take a look here. Okay, tell me what this logic is, because I don't get it.
This is the crime scene.
There is a wine glass sitting next to Mr. Clarita's body. The liquid inside this glass is tomato juice. And now, if you would look at what is on top of the table in the lower right corner here... Oh, he brought the tomato juice in? Anyone can clearly see that it is a tray with a bottle of tomato juice on it. Bellboy had just brought this to Mr. Clarita's room. My brain was never gonna make that connection. He left the tray in the room, which is why he was empty-handed when he left.
But that would mean that the bellboy had seen and left a dead body in the room.
Not necessarily. But can you prove that Mr. Clarita was already dead at that time?
Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes?
I blame you for leading me down this route.
Thanks a lot, but I'm terribly sorry.
What is with him? Why is he laughing?
Witness, is there one more thing you would like to share with us?
Is there?
The bellboy was empty-handed, or should I say empty-handed. I recall you had something interesting to say about his hands.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot. Huh? What? That bellboy, he was wearing gloves. Gloves? Yeah, pitch black leather ones. All the other bellboys don't wear gloves like that, right?
Black leather gloves. Maybe he just likes to be fancy. Why didn't you mention this earlier?
Sorry, it slipped my mind. Oh boy, does this make the bellboy look really suspicious. Alright, gotta focus. Can't get lax here. So what if he had gloves? A lot of bellboys wear gloves. Well, Mr. Wright, that bellboy was wearing black leather ones. Like the judge said, maybe he likes to be fancy. A football is made of leather. You're saying all footballs are suspicious because they are made of leather? Well, this is your tactic you're going with this time, Phoenix. Sports balls are not suspicious.
But that man, he received a large roll of cash from the defendant. And then he was seen leaving the crime scene wearing black leather gloves. I don't think that even someone like myself can believe he was just another bellboy.
It seems that we have finally come to an understanding. Now then, witness, please continue with the rest of your testimony.
The rest?
Oh, yes, please tell us more.
Okay.
Hey?
After leaving Quad's room, the bellboy went and knocked on Matt's door, just like that. He gave something to the person inside the room. Then the old guy just left, without even going into the room. After that, I went to the bathroom and then back to my seat.
The killer, you were really not that slick.
The bellboy, after leaving the crime scene, next went to the defendant's room.
Yeah, kinda saw all that by accident. Some accident? I'd say you saw too much. And all of it was suspicious to high heaven.
I think it's safe to say that we can no longer consider this bellboy to be normal. Now then, let us get started, shall we? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, he gave something to the person inside the room. What was this something?
I said, hold it. Okay. That's better. What kind of statement is that? Please elaborate and give us a few more details. Oh, okay. Should probably ask him only one question at a time. Ask about this something. He gave something to this person? Yeah. And what was this something? You don't know, do you? If I remember what it was, I wouldn't be calling it a something, would I?
But this implies that something was removed from the scene of the crime. Are you sure you really can't remember, Mr. Powers?
I think it was something kind of small.
This is an incredibly crucial piece of information. Please try to remember what it was.
I'll try.
In the meantime, let's talk of another point, namely what the bellboy did next.
Oh, so after I gave the person inside the room the thing? Do I maybe go back and press again to ask about the person inside? I think... Yeah, I'm gonna press on this again. Said hold it again.
You always say that, Phoenix. Why are you being so specific about it this time?
The person. So, who took this something the bellboy handed off? Actually, I don't know. What do you mean? I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm.
Only an arm.
Then you were saying you didn't see the person's face? Yeah.
I would like to summarize the testimony up to this point, if you don't mind. When the bellboy left the crime scene, he immediately went to the defendant's room. There, he handed a small item of some sort to the person inside. As for the person who received the item, all you could see was the person's arm.
Yes, it was just like that.
Mr. Edgeworth, is all this really that important?
Of course, Your Honor. Just like Phoenix Wright always says, it's always important. I think this is of the utmost importance. This is when whatever was removed from the crime scene was handed over to the client.
Mr. Powers, please try to remember what it was that the bellboy handed off.
Let's see. I think it was, well...
If you remember, please add it to your testimony.
Yes, sir. If I saw it again, I could say for sure, but I think it was some sort of wooden statue.
Do we... Oh. This, maybe? This is wooden. Why would he hand over the bear, though? What was the point of that pregnant pause?
Where did that objection come from? Well, speak up.
It was me, Your Honor. I was like, why are we all just sitting in silence?
What is it, Phoenix?
I have a feeling that something bad is going to happen once I show this.
Mr. Wright, if you have something to say, please spit it out.
Yes, Your Honor. Okay, Phoenix, deep breath. Mr. Powers, there's something you saw. Was it this item? Oh, hey, that's it. That's the something. Ah, Mr. Wright, you really figured it out.
I recall we found this at Matt Engard's mansion.
At the defendant's house?
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good.
What does this mean?
It's simple, Your Honor. Shelley DeKellar assassinated Juan Corita in his room. And then he stole this wooden bear from the scene of the crime.
Then the bear being found at Matt Engard's mansion would mean...
It goes without saying, Your Honor. Mr. Matt Engard is DeKellar's client.
Why the bear, though?
Order. I said order. Mr. Wright, this is a most unfortunate turn of events for you.
Yeah, it is. Don't need to get mad at me. Sorry, Mia.
No, it's alright. Your judgment was sound. Actually, I figured the bear would come up. If not now, then it would have later on. Even if you hadn't shown it to the court, I'm sure your friend Edgeworth would have.
I almost forgot he knew about it too.
I think it is clear that there is no need for us to continue this trial.
I can't let this happen. I have to do something. There has to be something we've overlooked. Your Honor, a minute, please.
Yes, Mr. Wright.
There are still a few points left that we have not fully explored.
What are you trying to pull?
Oh, well, we can't have that. Even though I never seem to care about it in most other cases. But I try and call a verdict way too early. Alright, Mr. Wright, what questionable point would you like to explore further?
How about the bear itself? I think it's fairly obvious that the bear itself is very questionable.
The bear? Mr. Wright, it's just so cute. What do you mean it's questionable?
It was found at Mr. Engard's mansion. However, Mr. Engard was arrested at the hotel that night, which means that since the murder occurred, he has not had a chance to go home.
Oh!
I think Your Honor has already figured out what I'm trying to say. It's not possible that it was Mr. Engard who took this bear to his mansion. No, but the killer's been in the mansion.
Why, that's very true. We didn't consider that point, Mr. Wright. You're so smart. I'm sorry for yelling at you. There was no way, time-wise, for the defendant to have taken this bear home.
Phew. Disaster averted. It looks... Oh, no.
You haven't gotten the best of me yet, Mr. Wright.
Huh?
I remember it clear as day. I remember what you muttered to yourself at Engard's mansion. We have this area completely surrounded. There's no way for him to escape.
I can't believe it. That butler, all this time, he was the killer.
DeKellar and Engard were working together, so to speak.
Yeah, he's the one that brought it back.
And DeKellar was hiding at Engard's mansion as its butler.
What a bold move.
The bear figurine was brought back to Engard's mansion by the killer himself. When it looked like he was about to be arrested, Engard had him do so. I assume because it would have been bad had the police found it during their investigation.
Why did he hand it over anyway? Is it just sort of to be like, the deed's done?
Well, Mr. Wright, you've been quiet for a while now.
This is too much. Isn't there anything I can attack at all? I have to try. I have to find something else.
What will you do now, Mr. Wright? Do you plan to?
I plan to expose a clearly shaky place in Mr. Power's testimony.
But what? There's still another one.
There is indeed, Your Honor, and it's quite a questionable point.
What are you trying to pull? Again?
Oh, well, you can't have that. All right, Mr. Wright, what questionable point would you like to explore further?
The person who received the bear. There was one thing in Mr. Power's testimony that was very unclear. And that is the identity of the person who received the bear. You gave something to the person inside the room. I'm sorry, but I only saw the person's arm. As long as we don't know who it was that took the bear, we can't be sure of... Ah! Why are you screaming?
What is it, Mr. Powers? You're going to scream like that, then at least give us a good reason why.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Actually, so, I remembered. So that I could get your attention. I remembered who took the bear. What?
Really?
I mean, I only saw his arm, but, the arm? It was the Nickel Samurai's arm, I swear it. You've got to be kidding.
Are you sure of that, Mr. Powers?
Yeah, I'm sure it was the Nickel Samurai.
Order, order. Looks like you've dug your own grave yet again.
How many times is that today? I've lost count.
The person who took in this little bear was the Nickel Samurai. And as we all know, Matt Engard is the Nickel Samurai.
I mean, it could have been Adrian Andrews in disguise.
Thanks to the defense, we've made that all the clearer. I think we've heard enough. We now know that this bear figurine was at the defendant's mansion, as well as who it was that received the bear from the assassin in his room. Everything has become very clear. The client who hired the assassin to commit the murder was Mr. Bat Engard. I see no reason for this trial to continue, therefore I will now hand down my verdict.
Thank you, Your Honor, for your understanding. You see, Mr. Wright, you could not win against the truth, could you?
There's still another part to this trial. There's something I can hold on to. I knew it would turn out this way. After all, what Edgeworth has stated is the truth.
Any last objections, Mr. Wright?
Well, do I? What should I do? No, I should raise an objection, because we need to draw this out. And also, there's another half to this trial yet.
Oh, now announce!
There's only one way for me to drag this trial out. The only thing I have left is this one dirty trick. Your Honor, right now we have these two reasons to believe my client is the assassin's client. Reason number one, he accepted the bear figurine from the assassin. Reason number two, that very same figurine was found at Engard's mansion.
Are you okay, Phoenix?
No. However, it's possible this is all the work of a certain other person.
What are you saying?
What I'm saying is, it's possible a different person is the killer's real client.
The real client?
We're gonna throw Andrews under the bus, aren't we? Yes.
Is this all you have?
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your theory. Who do you say is the killer's real client, and therefore the real murderer?
Oh. I mean, that wasn't the right button anyway, but I hit the advanced dialogue button right as that popped up. Can you imagine if I present the freaking attorney's badge to his question? Who's the real client? My donut. Adrian Andrews, totally. Throw her under the bus.
Adrian Andrews?
Yes, we already know that she tried to frame Matt and Guard for the crime. By wearing a spare nickel samurai costume. Then the nickel samurai's arm that I saw, that could have very well been Ms. Andrews.
But what about Mr. Engard?
If you would please recall yesterday's testimony, the defendant was taking a nap during the break period.
That's right. Then, finding this figurine and Mr. Engard's mansion.
It was a well-laid trap set by Ms. Andrews.
Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion on this?
I can't even begin to account the flaws in the defense's logic. Besides which, there is no evidence to support it. However, I can't fully discount its possibility either.
Let's win this trial! Come on, anyone can tell Engard did it. I can't believe the defense would go so far as to pin the guilt onto someone else. That's my job. Yeah, unbelievable. It's not something petty. It's murder of all things. This is to save Maya. This is to save Maya. Even if the whole world turns against me, this is one fight I can't give up on.
Order, order, order. All disruptive parties will be forced to leave the courtroom.
You people have never seen a trial before. Also, I do this in every trial, technically. I throw the blame on someone else. It's just usually it's right every other time.
Your Honor? For the benefit of the defense, I'm willing to play along with his what-if game.
His what-if game, Mr. Edgeworth?
The prosecution is prepared to challenge the defense's theory. Mr. Wright, even you must have thought it strange and wondered, why would the criminal want this little wooden bear?
Yes, I have wondered that. He's right. The killer did specially bring that bear to Engard right away. Why do you ask? Is there something special about it?
Absolutely. And I'm sure that once the court knows its significance, the true killer's identity will become crystal clear. Your Honor, the prosecution calls upon a witness who will clear all the doubts against Miss Andrews.
And who would that be?
It's quite simple, Your Honor. Miss Adrian Andrews herself.
Welcome back to court, girl.
I see. Well then, the court will take a short 10-minute recess. The prosecution will prepare its witness in that time.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ah, geez, you scared me.
Oh, I knew it was a good idea to hold her hostage. Don't you agree, Mr. Lawyer? But I never thought in your desperation you'd try to pin the guilt onto Adrian.
I swear this demon will pay.
Mr. Dick,
Oh, you're back to normal. Pearls? Where's Mia?
I don't know.
Maybe she's with Maya.
A really strong power suddenly called her away.
It's probably Maya. A really strong power. Who is it?
Oh, Mr. Dick, your phone is...
It's from Gumshoe.
How's it going? You been hanging in there, pal?
Yeah, sort of. I just barely found something to latch onto.
Phew, that's good, pal.
And what about you? Anything yet? Have you figured out where Dekiller and Maya are?
We still don't have any leads, but
What? We don't have any more time.
we just had one. Even a single clue would be really helpful.
I was only able to come this far because I kept thinking to myself, I've got to keep the trial going until Maya's been rescued. Have I just run out of luck this time? Is all our hope for naught? Well, it's not the halfway point of the trial yet. My guess is that's when they're gonna find her. A tent. Huh? A tent? I could see a circus tent. Who's saying this? Oh. Oh, hey Mia. You're back. Mia.
It looks like Maya was unconscious until just a few minutes ago. As soon as she woke up, she called for me.
So it was Maya that called you away?
She's locked in a dusty little room right now, but I could see a circus tent outside the window about 300 feet away.
Gumshoe? Is there a circus in town right now?
There's only one, pal. The very big circus.
Oh, God. Maya's somewhere within a 300-foot radius of the main tent.
What? Okay, hold on a sec, pal. Hey, draw a circle on that map, about a 300-foot radius from the main tent. Hurry. And? I could see a mailbox under the window just outside.
Gumshoe, there's also a mailbox.
Okay, what else?
What else, Mia?
I'm sorry, but it was a very small window. I couldn't see anything else. It felt like I was in an old office building, maybe the 3rd floor or so. I heard her, an old office building. Good stuff, pal. Okay, just hang in there. Just a little longer, pal. Wish us luck.
Good luck.
I'll call you later, so don't let your battery die, okay, pal?
Mia, Maya's not hurt, right?
She's in a pretty bad state, Phoenix. She's being starved.
No, she loves burgers. Gumshoe, please hurry.
Looks like we're out of time. Are you alright, Phoenix?
It's only a matter of time before Maya's rescued. I can do this. I just have to make this trial last a little longer.
Okay. Where is she?
Court will now reconvene.
The killer, the man who murdered the victim, handed this to the client. From this, one obvious question arises. Why this particular item? I believe the answer to that question will be provided to us with the name of the real culprit. Now then, the prosecution calls the defendant's manager, Adrian Andrews, to the stand.
Hello, welcome back.
Currently, the witness is accused of tampering and obstruction of justice. However, you have been called to the witness stand today to ascertain who exactly is guilty of murder. I understand. Very good. Now, have you ever seen this bear before, Miss Andrews? Of course I have.
You have seen it before.
That's right. It's only natural that the witness has. Miss Andrews, could you please enlighten the court to this bear's secrets? All right.
Why does she...
Actually, this is an elaborate puzzle. If you know the correct order, it can be taken apart one piece at a time. At its center is a small cavity with just enough room to store a small item. Because of its complexity, if you don't know the order, you can't open the bear. You really can't tell that it's a small jewelry box just by looking at it.
Okay, those statements all felt very, like I could press on all of them. They felt vague enough that I needed more information on all of them.
So this figurine, it's a container of sorts, is it?
Yes, looks can be deceiving, wouldn't you agree?
Yes, this is superb craftsmanship. Oh yes, I nearly forgot. You may begin your cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
It looks like there really was something to that bear after all.
I'm gonna try pressing on all of them. They were all, like, kind of vague. A puzzle?
That's right.
But it looks like an ordinary figurine.
I mean, there's all those, like, lines all over it. True enough. To people who don't know, I'm sure they would never guess that this was a puzzle. So what kind of puzzle is this exactly? So you can take it apart. And how would one go about doing that?
Well, you first turn its tail to the right and then push it in.
Oh yes, I see. I'm doing it. I'm doing it, Phoenix Wright. Do you see me?
Yes, Judge, I see you.
After that, the arms and legs are free to move and can be removed.
Oh, this is most interesting.
A boy and his new toy. It's like he's 5 all over again.
I love this.
It's a very complicated puzzle.
Oh, don't mind me. Go ahead and carry on.
I think he's lost it.
I've lost it long ago, and you should know this.
So, what do you find after you take the puzzle apart?
Okay, what item would be in there?
And how do you know about this?
I know because I was the one who bought it.
Huh?
It was a souvenir from when a friend and I went to Switzerland.
And this is a present from you.
That's right. It was a puzzle in the shape of a bear, so I thought it would be perfect for Juan.
So it was a present from Ms. Andrews.
Witness, let's continue with your testimony.
Okay. So who exactly knew how to solve this puzzle?
Only the two of us, Juan and myself. It was a souvenir from Switzerland, so I doubt there aren't that many people with the same bear in this country.
But this looks like it can be easily broken. Especially if someone wanted to get at what's inside.
Well, it's a toy, but it can never be the same again once it's been broken.
Okay. What if the suicide note is in there? I don't know what else would be in there that Matt would want. Who else knows that this bear is actually a small container or jewelry box?
I never told anyone. As long as Juan never told anyone either, then only the two of us knew.
The two of you, huh? Then of course that means Mr. Engard didn't know, right? I think this is about all I'm going to get for now. A wooden puzzle with a hollow inside. Only Karita and Andrews know how to open it.
Well, Mr. Wright, I think even you have come to realize that there is one very important fact we have uncovered, and that is this. This bear is actually a jewelry box. Now that we have agreed to this point, there's only one logical question that can come next, and that is this. What is inside this box?
What's inside?
That's right. That's what we are going to find out next. Witness? Yes? You are the only one who can open this. Please.
It's gonna be the suicide note, isn't it? There's a painful silence hanging over the courtroom. All eyes are on Miss Andrews now as she solves the puzzle and takes the bear apart.
I've opened it. Is this what you wanted?
It's the note.
What is that? It looks like a note.
I don't think we need to guess at what that is, do we, Mr. Wright? It's a suicide note.
The suicide note?
The suicide note left by Juan Carita's former manager, Celeste Impax. Until now, no one knew of its whereabouts, but just as we suspected, it was hidden. Hidden by the victim, Juan Carita himself. It seems Celeste Impax had very beautiful handwriting, and she just as beautifully signed her own name on this document. This is most definitely the note she left right before she committed suicide.
Order. Witness. Do you know about this?
Yes, I did. I heard all about it from Juan. When I discovered his body, I looked for the bear. I wanted to destroy the note before it became public, but I couldn't find it anywhere, because it had already been taken by Tequila. Everything is going at Mr. Edgeworth's pace. So now the suicide note has been found. What's the next logical question?
What is written on the note?
That's right. At least that's what I would think. Now then, I believe it is only appropriate the contents of this note be made known. I can't stop you, can I? I went through so much just to get my hands on it, and I was going to burn it, for her sake. I'm deeply sorry, but I can't allow you to persuade me to stop. Your Honor, if you could please read the contents of the note aloud.
Very well.
The judge's voice rang loud and clear through the deathly silent courtroom. In her note, Celeste Impax left us a record of all that had happened to her. About being used and then thrown away by Engard. About being engaged to Karita and Engard's role in destroying that. And about how she decided, in her despair, to end it all.
I read all that depressing stuff in my beautiful voice. And that's all Miss Impax had to say.
There's only one thing I would like to say here. The prosecution has no interest in slandering Mr. Engard.
Then what?
Our intention, Your Honor, is to establish a motive for murder. Isn't that correct, witness? Yes. On the night of the murder, Juan was going to make the contents of the note public. After the post-ceremony show, he was going to hold a press conference.
My word.
Matt Engard values, above all else, his refreshing like a spring breeze image, which is why he had to stop this note from being made public.
You know, maybe he should just be refreshing like a spring breeze, then he wouldn't have to worry about the image.
At any cost.
Found inside the figurine, it tells of Engard's horrible misdeeds. Dengar's fault that woman was killed herself, and this time he even went so far as to kill someone to stop from revealing that. How terrible! What a selfish person! I guess there are slime ball lawyers out there who will defend these creeps too. My reputation!
There's no room for doubt here. Mr. DeKiller's client's goal was to obtain this suicide note, and the only person who needed this note that badly is the defendant. Let's not forget that the bear with the note inside was found at the defendant's house.
It seems that we have come to the truth at last. The defendant's motives were entirely selfish. He deserves no sympathy from anyone.
Ugh, how am I supposed to escape from this one?
Why the hesitation, Phoenix? Gumshoe hasn't called yet, so you know what you must do.
I know. I have to carry on and buy him some more time. Okay. The two deadly pieces of evidence. Figurine and the suicide note. Maybe somehow I can find a way out of this situation through one of those.
The gavel's already in the judge's hand, Phoenix.
Hurry, I'm raising it. I'm about to pound it down.
Suicide note or the figurine? Which of these should I pursue? The suicide note.
Objection!
Please wait, Your Honor. Oh man, look at that lawyer. He's still going at it. It's like he doesn't care that he's trying to get a killer off. You don't know what I'm going through. You don't know Maya. I think Your Honor believes that Matt Engard killed in order to obtain this note.
Yes, that is correct.
But that seems a little strange. In fact, I think there is a contradiction here. This note was hidden by Mr. Kurita until the night of the murder. If that is the case, I say that Matt Engard could not have known what was written on this note.
Oh, I didn't think of it that way.
Exactly. But I did think of it that way, and I thought it was rather strange. No one in their right mind would kill for a note without first knowing what it said.
Order. You make a valid point, Mr. Wright. Mr. Edgeworth, what is your opinion?
It's just a flash, but I think I did rather well on this one.
Unfortunately, I think he believes differently. Look, he's bowing, Phoenix. You know it's never good when he bows. I believe a show of appreciation is in order.
Huh?
The defense seems to be in love with wishing more despair upon itself. I would like to direct the court's attention to this.
What is that?
It is a very small video camera, Your Honor. This type of camera is commonly used as a means of spying.
Spying?
What the? I thought that spy camera was in my possession.
Matt Engard and the victim both thought of the other as their biggest rival. Were they spying on each other? They even went so far as to use this type of item to find each other's weaknesses.
And?
The victim, Juan Corrido, was being spied on. His personal life was being watched by none other than Matt Engard.
Order. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
You don't tell me you knew about your client's spying activities.
Well, sort of.
Sort of is not an acceptable answer, Mr. Wright.
I see you're confused, Mr. Wright. You're probably thinking, but I have the camera that was in the stuffed bear's eye. But this camera that I have is not the same one. Last night I searched the victim's house on a hunch. Using this.
Gumshoe's bug sweeper.
By the way, Mr. Wright, the defendant's fingerprints were found on this camera.
Matt Engard's fingerprints were on there.
Well, Phoenix, looks like those cameras were hidden all over the place, huh?
Dang. What am I supposed to say to that evidence?
I think this is the end. It's very obvious that Mr. Engard learned of the suicide note through this. He was watching the victim all along.
He got me good this time. I don't have anything to counter that. Hey, what's that lawyer thinking? Mommy, is that the man, the bad killer guy? Shush, stop it, don't look at him. The way he's sweating, it's so, ew, nasty.
Phoenix, everyone hates you right now.
I know. Yes, Chief.
Have you figured out what you're going to do next?
What am I going to do next? Is running away like a frightened child work?
I know it seems like Mr. Edgeworth is very close to putting a lid on this case, but in his eagerness to prove his point, he forgot one very important thing.
Well, what is it, Mia? 'Cause I don't know.
There's a piece of evidence that he really should investigate.
Something he should investigate.
I would really hate to see the good prosecutor get scolded for not remembering to look into the item when he had the chance.
Why are you speaking in riddles all of a sudden? You know, you should just tell me sometimes. Stop making me try to figure it out. Maya's life is on the line.
All right, I think this time we finally understand everything. Well, Mr. Wright, you don't have any further objections, do you?
What is this piece of evidence that Mia is talking about? Can I figure out what it is that still needs to be looked at, or should I let it go? You know, we're gonna present evidence, I guess. I have an objection, Your Honor.
That was about the weakest objection I've ever heard, Mr. Wright.
Objection!
How do you like that? Your Honor, the defense has no intention of letting this go so easily.
You're beginning to sound desperate.
Yeah, well, you sound desperate when you say you love me all the time. And that's just your imagination, Your Honor. Mr. Edgeworth, this is not like you at all. In your eagerness to prove your point, you've forgotten one very important thing. I'm just repeating Mia right now.
Hey, isn't that what I just said? So you're telling me that I forgot something?
You're so close, Mr. Edgeworth. But there's something you really should examine about this piece of evidence.
Is it the suicide note? Like, I don't know what else it would be. I don't know. I'm gonna check the guide. I just want to make sure. I'm looking. Okay. Yeah, it says the suicide note. Okay. I don't know what the issue with it is, but sure.
That is Ms. Impax's suicide note, right?
Who knows? Is it really? Maybe it's not. I mean, sure, this suicide note was found inside this bear. But this bear was in my possession until only a few moments ago. Which means the handwriting on the suicide note has yet to be analyzed.
Oh,
So, as to whether this pivotal piece of evidence was really written by Ms. Impax or not, that has yet to even be remotely confirmed.
Mr. Wright, you can't seriously be suggesting.
Mr. Wright, are you saying the suicide note is a fake?
Ms. Andrews, you were the only one who tried to pin this murder on Mr. Engard. Who's to say you didn't create a fake suicide note and put it into this bear?
How dare you? Your Honor, the defense is indiscriminately accusing the witness again. There is no evidence linking the witness to the suicide note whatsoever.
There could be. But if this is a fake, then the witness is the only person who could have made it.
What?
Recall the witness's testimony concerning this figurine. The only person other than the victim who could solve the puzzle is the witness herself. Ah! She broke her glasses again! Miss Andrews, you wrote this note, didn't you? You wrote it so you could use it to fray Matt and Guard.
I did no such thing. Right? If you're going to pronounce this suicide note a fake, then show this court some evidence to support your theory.
Mr. Edgeworth, you were the one who presented this scrap of paper as evidence. That means the burden of proof lies with you, the prosecution.
Ugh. That's enough. My wacky court is getting heated. Mr. Edgeworth, can you confirm the handwriting on the suicide note?
It is as the defense has stated. The handwriting has yet to be analyzed.
If that's the case, it seems that yet again we have reached a point where a verdict is impossible.
That's impossible. This isn't good, Phoenix.
The judge is going to carry this trial over to one more day. I don't think Maya will physically be able to make it another day.
She won't. I didn't want to have to do this, but I don't have a choice. I request that both the prosecution and defense further investigate.
Handwriting analysis, my butt. That's just the lawyer trying to buy more time. Yeah, I have a kidnapped girl. Guard is guilty. Look at that idiot. I missed the rest of it.
I think we've reached the end of the line.
Guilty. 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 Okay. Yeah. Guilty. Guilty. It's my ringtone. It's Gumshoe. Hold on, I need to take this. Hello, Gumshoe? What is with him? And what's with that sigh? Where's Maya? What happened to the killer?
He got away.
Again? What?
I'm sorry, pal. I really am. I don't know what to say besides I'm sorry. I wish there was some way to make it up to you. I really do.
Anyway, what's going on?
We found his hideout, pal. But the two of them were already gone.
This is terrible.
I'm gonna keep looking for them, pal. Don't you worry. I just need a little more time.
I don't have more time, but
Don't tell me we don't have any more.
do you hear the people just repeatedly chanting guilty? Gumshoe, we don't have more time. Can we call the killer in as a witness or something? Do you hear that? They're calling for his head.
Mr. Wright, I can't. For us to come this far and. Ow!
What is it?
Let me talk to Mr. Edgeworth.
I can't do that.
Mr. Wright, would you please get a hold of yourself?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm about to end today's proceedings. You may take your phone calls after.
It's important. Hold on, Your Honor. Edgeworth, catch. Take that. Take my phone. Little animation.
Mr. Edgeworth. Please, you gotta buy us some more time. Court is in session.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. You were saying?
Mr. Wright, this is a court of law. You're chucking phones at Mr. Edgeworth. My court is wacky, but we don't abide by violence.
I'm sorry, Your Honor, but
I am reluctant to do this. However, it appears that I have no choice but to suspend proceedings until tomorrow.
this time I really can't do anything.
Court is now adjourned for the day. Help. Help.
Someone?
Objection!
Edgeworth? Yes. Yes, my love.
Please wait, Your Honor.
Edgeworth?
What is it, Mr. Edgeworth?
I humbly request another 30 minutes of Your Honor's time.
For what purpose?
We can perform the necessary tests on this piece of evidence in that time.
But can you really obtain your results in 30 minutes?
I believe we can, Your Honor.
But wouldn't it be better if we adjourn for today and then reconvene tomorrow so that I can go to Mahjong?
No, it would not. 30 minutes. Please, Your Honor. That's all I'm asking for.
Please, Your Honor.
Very well. I could never say no to you two. At the prosecution's request, this court will now take a 30-minute recess. But be advised that I will not allow another recess today. As much as I love the slides, I have places to be.
Not sure if this is helping or hurting us.
The court will now take its final recess of the day.
Right. Well, what's going on with Maya's situation?
The killer looks like he got away again. 30 minutes? We can't find her in that time. Or?
Report.
You still have my phone.
Ah, is that Mr. Edgeworth? We don't have time. Just spit it out. Right. Looks like we just missed them, sir. But the killer left a few things behind by accident and was rushed to get away. A few things.
Can we use any of them as evidence?
Oh, I thought you'd ask, pal. I've got the things he left with me right now, and I'm on my way over.
Really?
That's odd. Any items like that are usually sent to the crime lab first. We don't have time to wait for those guys, sir. When those guys weren't looking, I swiped the stuff and ran.
What?
Well, I'm not a detective anymore, so I had to. I'm really sorry, sir, but I've got to put the law on hold for now.
Sounds bad. I hope he doesn't get in too much trouble over this. Gumshoe, you're a real one.
My hungry junk car, I'd say I'd be there in about 20 minutes, sir. Don't worry. I'll be there. Wait for me. All right. Just get here in one piece. I'm on a mission and no one can stop me now, sir. No one. Not even traffic. I'm pulling out all the stops and running every red light.
Don't get pulled over. Names left by the murderer, huh? Maybe there's something among them that will be decisive enough to end this. Oh my god, did he crash in with his car?
Hey, what's wrong? Detective Gumshoe, answer me.
He crashed.
No one can stop me.
No, he crashed. I hope the killer didn't do that. What happened?
It sounded like he had an accident. I'm guessing his cell phone broke as well.
What was he thinking? We gotta hurry and call for help.
But we have no idea where he is. His cell phone is broken, and he wasn't driving a patrol car, so no radio either. Also, if we don't get those items before they do, the police will take possession of them.
No, we can't let that happen.
Well, if there is a way we can find out where he is, then we stand a chance.
Francisca. She's got the tracker on him. Why? Oh, why did Gumshoe have to get into an accident now? Is there any way to find out exactly where he is? Yes, there is a way. I can't believe this is becoming like a plot device. Like, this is actually important. That's right. There is a way. What? How? I'm sure we can find out where Detective Gumshoe is through this. Through Francisca.
Why are you bringing up Francisca at a time like this? Oh, I see. I'll try to get in contact with her. The chances are slim, but she's all we have.
Come on, girl. Help us out. Francisca. Will she even want to help us? Edgeworth.
What is it?
I don't have any right to judge anyone ever again. I know my client is guilty, but what I'm doing now, I'm pinning the guilt onto someone totally innocent and using the evidence to do so. It might be my turn to say, Defense Attorney Phoenix Wright chooses death.
Right.
Yeah, you were all yelling at Edgeworth before. Now you're in his exact spot.
It doesn't suit someone like you to cry useless tears. Whether you did your job well or not, that can only be seen after the verdict has been decided.
A verdict. Is Prosecution Edgeworth here?
Yes, bailiff.
This phone call for you, sir. Say it was extremely urgent.
They're probably finished with the handwriting analysis. I have to go take this call. In the meantime, think hard about what it is you must do.
Did you contact Francisca? Oh boy. This is a mess. This is a mess. Oh my gosh. Okay. We're gonna end today's video there. My goodness. We're gonna be a hated lawyer now. Because you don't understand. My friend is kidnapped. I have to do this. I hate Matt and Guard as much as you guys do. Oh, okay. Francisca's gonna come through. She's gotta come through. They're gonna find Maya. They have to. I wish we could just call the killer in as a witness. But we don't know where he is. And he probably wouldn't listen to that anyway. But that'll get him away from Maya. Things are down to the wire now. Like, the next video will be the last video of the second game. And yes, we are going to do the third one. We're doing the whole trilogy, so we'll be doing the third one after that. But next time is going to be the end of this trial and the second game. So we're going to see how it all wraps up. We're going to see how we're going to get ourselves out of this one. It's got to end with Matt and the killer going to jail. It's got to. But how we're going to get there, I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what conclusion Phoenix comes to, because, like he just said, it's like, it might be my turn to, be like, I'm dead. Which is like, man, you were just like so mean to Edgeworth about it. And now you're like, oh, now it's my turn. But okay, for right now, I'm gonna go ahead and go. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!